Interior, tent, night. A single flickering lantern casts long, dancing shadows. Empty ration packs and gear are strewn around. Captain Miller, 40s, hardened, exhausted, a tremor in his hand. Stands over Private Reed, 20s, pale, shivering, nursing a bandaged arm.
God damn it, you broke formation, Private. You left the marked path.
I heard something, Captain, and cried. Thought there was...
You thought? Your thoughts just cost us 2 men. 2 good men. Gone because you decided to play hero.
I didn't, okay? I didn't know it was a minefield. The intel said that...
The intel said stay on the goddamn path. That's what it said. And you idealistic fool, you ignored it. You walked straight into it, and Private Davies and Private Chen, they followed you because they trusted you.
I just wanted to help, okay? I heard a sound, Captain. A child, I swear.
Oh, there are no children out there, Private Reed. Not anymore. Just the echoes of our mistakes. You think I haven't heard those sounds? Every night since this hell started. You learn to ignore them, though. You'll learn to follow orders. Or people die. Do you understand the cost, Private? Do you understand what you've done? And scene. Welcome, everybody, to another amazing episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle, he's Burn Podcasting, and I'm juiced, Burn. I'm juiced. God, I love getting juiced up before the show. Juice it up, Daddy.
Oh, but man, I'm going to carry those names to my grave.
God damn,
Davies and
Private Chen. Private Davies, Private Chen. You bastard, Reed. You
what cost us
those. I hope you got letters to write home to Private Chen's family, you bastard. You
I hope you know Mandarin.
Bastard.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Got to redeem myself after that one. That was a good one.
Speaking of Private Chen and Private Davies, how about a little Who Dat Dude? You ready for some Who Dat Dude?
Dat Dude. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm starting off. You ready?
Ready, Matty.
Here we go. My Who Dat Dude. I once took a shit in my friend's backyard. I once took a shit in my friend's backyard. Your possible contestants are your boy, Old Uncle Matty, the one and only party boy himself, Party Boy Pete McCormick, everyone's favorite, Alan Biguzbach, Strong Stem Steve Cabot, and Jalen Dub, Justin Richardson.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, baby.
This is a Working Perspective host reunion show here.
Oh, yeah,
in the backyard. This is going to be tough because I know all of you guys, and I could see a circumstance.
Everybody's a shitter.
I mean, first of all, everybody poops, and that's okay. That's a book. I know, Maddie. I know you don't like the word.
I hate the word. I do. I know you hate the word, but I love the action.
Yeah. That's why.
Nothing like dropping some good heat, Daddy. Nothing like dropping some good heat.
No, feels like $1 million. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say, was this high school or post high school?
Post high school.
Post high school. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Was there alcohol involved?
Yes. I believe there was. It was like a day drinking thing.
Okay. Post high school, alcohol involved. Let's see here. Once took a shit in my buddy's backyard in a post high school alcohol fueled day drinking event. Was there another option at the time?
As in like
Like,
uh
could you have gone into the house to take a shit? Did you take a shit in the backyard defiantly?
oh God, I feel like there yes, like that, they were at someone's house and there was a bathroom there, but I want to say they were occupied.
Okay, all right. So potentially, I guess what I was trying to get at was is this a last resort situation?
I assume
Um,
so.
okay, all right. Hmm. 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 Were there drugs involved?
No. If there
All
was, I don't
right.
know about it.
Right. But certainly not like
Yeah, it's not like someone's whacking up baby laxatives.
right. That was another question.
Right. Ooh, the cocaine shits. Woo-hoo!
Mm,
That's when you know either you got a really bad batch or a really good batch.
quick. Either way, quick.
You know either way, Daddy.
Either you shit right away or you don't shit for days. Okay, my last question is I'm gonna ask you how do I spin this? Uh were there less than six people at the house at the time?
I would say there's probably more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
Okay.
you shit in your buddy's
So
backyard. It
I
was post.
once took a shit in my friend's backyard. Go ahead. Sorry, you're recapping.
So we know this happened post high school. We know there
Yeah.
was some alcohol involved. We
Sure.
feel like it was a last resort. We
Right.
don't think it was drug inspired. And there were
No.
still more than six people there.
Right.
I was trying to filter that down of just like you fall asleep at your buddy's house and you have to shit and you wake up and the only person there is in the bed. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
was there
Right.
still an event happening? Um, hmm. I didn't ask if it was on a dare. That might have been a better question than more than six. All right.
Yeah. It's too
Well,
late to ask now.
too late to ask now. I am going to guess. Is it is it who I think? Is it who I
Who you
think?
think? Who you hope? Who you dream?
I am gonna go. He's out. He's out. I'm going with Bach. I'm going with Bach.
Cool. He
I'm
is
going with Bach.
by far the best guess. He's just the wild card.
I
You
had
always
to. I
got
had
to
to go
go
Bach.
B guys. You know, we'll talk about this more later, but I like how this is becoming an interactive segment, and I hope it keeps becoming that.
Yeah,
But,
we just respectful. Not trying to like shake you down. Just
no.
God damn it.
So, I once took a shit in my friend's backyard. No, I meant interactive, like with our friend, with our
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
comments.
People. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
So I once took a shit in my friend's backyard. The correct answer to that is your boy, old Uncle Matty, Matt Lavelle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I also, side note, I wrote a rap song talking about this. So this was like mid 20s. I was boxing at the time, and I wasn't in full camp. I was just training, and it was I would have off on Tuesdays after an open to close on Mondays. So what we would do is I would wake up early. Right, I was dating a girl at the time who had a car, and I didn't drive. This is pre I got my license, so that's the time period.
Yeah. So
So
before you were 30, got it.
yeah. So I would, we would wake up. She would have to go to work, but she would let me borrow her car. So we would get up. I would drop her off at work. I would then go to the gym, right? I would work out, do like the boxing training, all that stuff. Afterwards, I would then go to where she worked and have lunch, and they had really good tuna wraps there, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I would like call
Mm-hmm.
whoever, and we would meet up and just start drinking because at that age you just drank all day. That's just what you did. And I think
Sure.
I called Pete or Jimmy or both, and we just started hanging out. So then eventually, a couple hours later, like my girl at the time of work, like got full open to close on Tuesdays. So, we would go back, like first one was lunch, second one we go back maybe around 3 or 4, and I had another tuna wrap. Second time we went there.
Mm,
So it did a
oh
double
boy.
tuna wrap,
Oh
right? And we've
boy.
been powering some beers and all that stuff.
And
And
King
then
Lights, I'm sure.
yeah, yep. And then we went then we went back to Pete McCormick's house, right? And there's like a bunch of people there, and I just, dude, it came over me. Your boy had to drop some, and the bathrooms were full, and it was like the one we pissed outside a lot just because it was like when we were drinking, it's like why bother
Sure.
pissing. So we pissed outside a lot anyway, but like there was someone in the bathroom, but I didn't want to like blow it up. So I was like, God damn it. So I was like, fine, fuck it. I just went outside. I was also drunk at the time. Dude, I
Hmm.
just dropped my pants and fucking let it out, and it was a doozer. It was a doozer, right?
You knew it was going to be a problem for the bathroom. You didn't want to face that heat later
Later
on.
on, Pete told me that his dad asked if there was like some animals that had gotten loose in the neighborhood. Because when he was mowing the lawn, he was like, he saw this and he's like, what the fuck
Oh,
was this? He's
he
like, was
thought a
there a moose that escaped the
he
zoo?
thought a
What the?
wildebeest escaped from the zoo and just shit in
Yeah.
his yard.
He's like, why is this wildebeest eating so much tuna wraps around here?
Is that
Uh,
cilantro? Is that arugula I see? That's weird.
they did have like a weird sauce that was in it. It wasn't just like mayo. So it was really good. They have really good tuna wraps. I'm not going to lie.
Hey,
And then, um, we then like I kind of like went inside and no one was in the bathroom, so I like wiped up a little bit, cleaned it up, and yeah, just finished the night. But then a couple weeks later, I wrote a song, and I just remember one of the lines was, "It was early in the afternoon. I was feeling kind of frisky after my second wrap of tuna," and then. And then it went into something like, Pete, I love you, and forgiving me is going to be hard, but 2 weeks ago, I took a shit in your backyard.
oh,
There you go. And that's
incredible.
it, baby. That's it. His dad thought it was legit like a bear or something had gotten out. It was a doozy. So, I mean, I'll tell you this, felt great afterwards.
I'm sure,
They
yeah.
always do. They always
Million
do,
bucks.
Daddy. So there you go, Burn. Bach get you again. Fall from Bach again. One of these days it will be Bach though.
I
But
know.
I
Now I feel
mean,
like I'm going to Bach too much, but like I was like, Justin, no. Like Justin's not taking a shit in somebody's backyard. Justin. I feel like Justin has a system for everything. You know what I mean? He knows
yeah,
how he likes to eat his burger in the car. Like he's got a system for taking a shit. Steve, I was like, Steve wrestled for so long. Steve is just like he may not even shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
and I feel like
True.
Steve's always in season, so he's always a little
Yeah.
dehydrated. You know?
True. True.
Um, and Big Pete, I just didn't want to have to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's not Big Pete.
I mean, if you thought mine
I
was a
hope it,
wildebeest, his would have
yeah,
been a fucking,
I hope,
mammoth
hope
or
it's not
something.
Big Pete. All right,
T
good job.
Rex.
Good job by you. Good job by you.
Yep. So, all
Um,
right. Well, that was my Who Dat Dude. What you got for Who Dat Dude, you sexy stud?
all right. My who that dude is my seductive dancing almost caused my entire class to lose our senior prom. My seductive dancing almost cost the entire senior class our prom. Your choices here are me. Just pencil Murph and Richie right in. Masmo himself, Matt Jones, and Sue making her first appearance on the Who That Dude list.
Uh, Sue Barnes now, right? But at the time it
Correct.
was Sue something else.
Previously Costco, now
Yeah.
Barnes. My
Okay.
seductive dancing almost cost my entire class their senior prom. Me, Murph,
So
Richie, Jones, Sue.
from the story, I can deduce this was senior year of high school. So I'm not going to ask the time period.
No, and this is senior year of high school. We were all in the same school together.
Hmm.
So we were
And
all, these
then,
are all seniors of the class of 2000 at Bishop O'Reilly High School.
and it was Sue Costa at the time, not Sue
Sue,
Barnes.
Sue
Correct.
Costco at the time, but she's been
Costco.
barged up for a long time.
Man, okay. All right. Right away, I don't even feel like I want to ask questions, but I'll have to. So I'm right away thinking, like, what is this seductive dance? Is it a lot of hip thrusting?
It
And what? Two questions.
mhm.
Was there a lot of was there a lot of gyrating or something that was vulgar in the dance itself? And two, is it a specific song that this dance would occur to?
Ooh, all right. The dance was vulgar in that there was plenty of gyration and partial nudity.
Sure, sure. Gyrated,
Um,
baby.
there was gyration, and there was a little bit of, there was definitely some butt crack involved, maybe even
Mm,
some butt cheeks involved,
mm,
some bare butt
mm,
cheeks involved.
mm.
As to whether, I almost don't want to answer your second question because I think it's going to take you in a, like, the answer is yes, but not
Mm,
in this particular situation. So like I don't think that's pertinent, but I don't want to, I want to be honest and say yes, this dance did occur quite often to this particular song. But not only this song, and this situation was kind of a one off. I don't know if that's
okay.
helpful or not, but it was definitely inappropriate and partial nudity.
Was this dance or, whatever copied from something you've seen somewhere else? Or is it,
No,
yeah,
this is an original.
original? Okay. So you gotta think of originality, you gotta think of a performer, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta think of booty clapping. I'll tell you, young Matt Meyer had a nice little peach on him.
He did. He was a
Richie,
tot.
Richie, too cool to dance. Tell you that right now. Jonesy? God, Jonesy just might have literally danced his pants off. And that could be the issue. He just danced so
Mhm.
much that, his dick that would act as his belt just flopped out. And everyone's just like, is that a 13-inch belt? No. That's a nice big old fat cock from Matt Jones. And Sue. I think either it's Sue or you're fucking throwing me off with Sue. Either she's a red herring or it's Sue, and she was booty, 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 shaking, rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. That song probably hadn't come out then, though. By the
Not
time
yet,
you were a
not yet.
senior,
But it would follow shortly. But
okay.
there was no in the late '90s, 2000s, there was no shortage of booty shaking songs out there.
No, God no. So okay, that was the time period, late '90s, 2000s.
My
Trying
is
to think.
my senior year, so this would
So
have
that would have been
been in
'98,
this
right?
no, this would have been in the spring of 2000.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah. So
Our
there's
prom was like our
plenty of Mambo number five,
yeah,
Daddy.
our prom was coming up, and then this incident occurred, and then
And then it became a thing
it became a thing.
because they made a thing out of it.
Uh,
Had they known if they left it alone, might not have been a thing. But it's a thing now,
Potentially,
Daddy.
potentially, yeah.
Potentially. Hmm. Ooh. All
So right
right.
now
How many questions?
there's two
Yeah.
questions: gyration and partial nudity, and the dance itself was original. Those are the two questions
Hmm.
I've answered so far.
Mm, mm, mm. Hmm. Man. Boy. Okay. All right. Hmm. Was more than one person involved in the dance?
Yes.
Okay, so it took like what I'm saying is it took two to do this dance. Like it was almost
It
like a Patrick Swayze lift type of
n-
thing.
no, it did not take more
Okay.
than one person to do this dance, but there were
Okay.
other people who were doing things as well when this incident was discovered.
Mm. Mm. Okay. I'm gonna eliminate two.
Okay.
Who am I eliminating, Daddy?
I'm going to eliminate Richie, and I want to eliminate Jones.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. All right, I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm putting my nuts on the table. He texted me the other day, Sandberg 93. Ryan Sandberg has a documentary out about him, and it's finally about time. Matt Murph Meyer is also known as Sandberg 93. Put it in, count it. He is the Alan Bach of your list because it's almost impossible not to pick this son of a bitch.
The correct answer is Murph Meyer. Maddie,
Woo!
you nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it,
Let me
daddy.
let me give
Talk
you
to
the
me.
story. Let me give you the story here. We have a senior retreat, right? Where we go to like some. There's only like 115 kids in my class, right? Catholic school.
Only.
So we have
Sure.
like a senior retreat, and we go to this
Right.
old like hotel. We're not even sleeping over. We're just there for the day. We're like doing stuff outside. There's like a dinner. There's whatever, right? I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even tell you the point. Everybody pretty much just snuck off into the woods and got the kids who got high, and the other kids, I don't know, stared at the lake. Like I don't know what they were doing. I was in the woods.
Yeah.
Um, after so we have this like dinner or whatever, and we get loose in the hotel. So somebody finds the and this is like an old like shining like hotel. Like it's
Yeah.
it's like an old weird like place that's been around
Yeah.
forever. So
Yeah.
somebody gets into the room that has like their dance hall, like dance hall where there's
Mm.
lights and there's music and there's stuff. So
Yeah, the
anyway,
ballroom.
yeah, the ballroom. So within a couple minutes, we got the music on, we got people manning lights, we got people on the stage. Murph was doing what he used to call the ab dance, which is a dance he would do across the busiest street in 44th. You know, like at night with his pants around his ankles, right? It's the ab dance. It was usually done to Marilyn Manson's "The Beautiful People." I don't know if that particular song was playing at the time, but a teacher burst in, saw it was happening, and then we scattered like cockroaches. So the
Right.
next day we got back to school and we were all called down to the cafeteria. And it was put to us that
Mm.
they wanted the class to inform the faculty who was the person on stage with their pants down. And if we didn't tell them, we were going to lose our senior prom. And in the proudest moment of my entire high school career, all 115 people in that room knew it was Murph. No one said a word.
Wow.
They were full of shit,
Wow.
and we still had our senior prom.
Wow. Dude.
Solidarity,
I mean, I'll tell you.
solidarity.
I would say I love the fact that your class of like, hey, no one, not everyone was in love with everybody, but you guys have
No,
all been through something together, right? And then you decided, like, look, we ain't letting these fuckers get the best of us, okay?
now as a
You
side
know?
addendum, we figured it was an empty threat because the class ahead of us the year before, they
Mm-hmm.
actually lost their prom. They
Oh,
lost their prom because once a year the bishop would come talk to the senior class,
yeah.
and they were throwing pennies at the bishop.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
So the school canceled their prom, and then like a local restaurant offered to have their prom instead. And then the school was like, anybody who goes to that prom will be suspended. And then all the parents were like, you can't suspend kids for going to a place. So we knew when they rolled out the "you're going to lose your prom." I think there was some sense of like, you guys did this last year, and it turned into a whole fucking ball of wax and like in the
Yeah.
newspapers and stuff. And
Empty threat.
but that day, 115 Queensmen stood strong, and no one gave Murph up.
Nice. Honestly, they should be proud of that. You know,
And a
as
testament to
teachers, they
Murph.
did something right, and a testament to Murph that no one wanted to rat out the
No
boy.
one, no one. I mean, he might not have been everybody's best friend, but no one had like
I'm
a
sure
super axe
everyone
to
liked him.
grind.
No, he's a fucking likable guy.
Yeah.
Super likable guy. So, okay, Burn, that was some great Who Dat Dude. You ready to move on? Because I got something for you, baby. I'm bringing
What do
it
you have
back in
for
a
me?
big way, and I know
No,
you
you're
love it.
not. No,
Oh,
you're
I
not. You
am.
won't do it.
It struck so hard last week that this week I'm going to put some more nuts on chins. How about a fun fact, Benoit?
How about one, Maddie? Now we're talking.
All
Now we're
right, you
talking.
ready?
I am ready.
Okay, all right, so first fun fact. In the 1800s, many British travelers would travel to India on board ships. You know, those big old vessels, ships, planes weren't really a thing. So the wealthier people would pay to secure cabins on the left side of the ship, right? And on the left side of the ship, that's known as the port side. And then on the way back, they would secure cabins on the right side of the ship, known as the starboard side, right?
Hmm.
And this became known as, they called this port out, starboard home, which later would be shortened to posh. And now
Uh,
in England, the word for posh is slang for wealthy person.
Let me ask you. Wow. Okay. First of all,
Pretty
that
cool, right?
I love an etymology of a word. I love when we learn where a word came from. What was
Right.
the advantage to being port on the way from England and starboard on the way home? So you could like, it has to be
I
something to
think
do with
maybe
the way
you
the sun
see the shore.
shines or the way what you can
I think it
see.
was maybe you could see the shore or you could see the ocean. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But they didn't say that. They just say that they would be port out, starboard home. So it's really like the same side both times. So either
Yeah.
they're looking at the land or they're looking at the ocean both times.
Or maybe it has something to do with the way the sun is coming through. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but there's
Right.
definitely if you had it was more expensive to go port out starboard home
So
than to go the other way
basically,
around.
it was if you could afford it, you would secure a cabin. But if you could really afford it, you would secure a cabin on this side of the ship,
Correct.
to
Okay.
and from. Yeah. You ready for the next fun fact?
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that.
All right, so 1860s, during the American Civil War, any soldiers who were captured and put into prison camps, right? They were ordered to stay within the prison camp's borders. The borders were drawn out as lines, and crossing them resulted in being shot, right? So these lines became known as deadlines, right? So you know, that's where the term having a deadline comes from.
That's as far as it can go. It's got to be done. But
Yeah.
interesting.
Like this is the
Interesting.
point where it has to be done or not. So they would draw a line. So in the Civil War, they would draw a line in the prison camps and be like, "All right, buddy, we can you stay inside the lines. We're good. You go to that line, I'm shooting you." And that's the deadline. So you
There's
have a
there's
deadline to meet. And there you go. And then yeah, you like that one?
good stuff. Good stuff, Maddie. That is good.
All
It's
right.
so funny to think about stuff like that where you started there and now it's like, oh my god, my paper's due on Thursday. I have a Thursday deadline. Like, bro, you don't have a deadline. All right. You
No,
just have a you
no.
just have a you just have a time you have to hand something in. All right. It's not
Yeah,
that serious.
you ain't a Confederate soldier from Alabama, bub.
Right.
Okay?
There's no musket
So,
pointed at your junk.
yeah. So you ready for another fun fact?
We get three?
You're gonna get four.
Oh, you are fucking spoiling me tonight, Maddie.
Yeah. All right. So during ancient times in Italy, they believed swampy and smelly air caused disease, right? The Italian word for which was malaria, which translates to bad air, right? Then this became the name for mosquito-borne disease, which is malaria.
Malaria. Wow.
Pretty cool,
Bad
huh?
air. Bad air. I
Yeah.
think the deadliest animal in the world, right? The mosquito.
Yeah. So yeah, agreed. So okay, then the last one. In the Middle Ages, right, the word witten meant to know, right? So people who were intelligent, quick thinking, or even humorous were told that they were witty.
Because they possessed witten.
Mm-hmm. Because they were to know. There you go. That's the origin of witty. Witty. You're witty. So basically, you're a witten, which means to know in ancient, like Middle Ages English.
I like that. I've never heard
How
witten before.
how old is that word then? If it lasted from the Middle Ages, dude. We're talking
It's,
like some motherfucker said King Arthur of Camelot. He's fucking witty, that King Arthur.
and
You
like
know?
700 years. Like, I mean, a
Yeah.
long ass time.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That does it for fun fact. You ready to move on?
Where we going?
We're about to commence to some commenting. First
Ooh,
comment
lovely.
First comment comes from everyone's favorite Aussie, the one and only Miss Metal, Sue Matthews. Lover, lover, want more of her. She left a comment on the neighborhood gossip headquarters. It's about the barbershop. She said, LOL, I just asked Nona on the corner. There you go.
Listen, if you're
Uh,
lucky enough to have a Nona on the corner, then yeah, go no further.
Obviously, Miss Metal would have a Nona on the corner. Like,
Of
what are we
course,
even doing here? You
she's
know?
smart.
Then she left a comment on episode 460. Tom Cruise kills it. She said, "Love Tom Cruise. Dot dot dot. Great show, guys. Heart emoji. Heart emoji. Heart emoji. Love you, Miss Metal Sue Matthews." And then her next comment came on episode 462. She said, "I am hopeless at PlayStation and Xbox games. Just give me Frogger, Pac-Man, Space Invaders, or a pinball machine. Easy too many buttons to push on newer games. Top show from a top Sheila. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji." And then the last comment we got from the great Miss Metal Sue Matthews, aka Alloy1100. Well, we'll do two more for her. She says, "Do you left a comment on the amateur versus pro barbers? How to spot the difference?" She said, "I won't spend money on a haircut because my hair is just long and straight." Well, must be nice. "Just get a friend to trim it up instead of spending $50. And then she left a comment on the "It's a shame smoking is so bad for you because it's fucking cool." She said, "I miss smoking as well." I do too. I do too. Oh, God,
Because
I
it's
do too.
cool. Because it's
It's
so
the
cool.
coolest. You are never cooler than when you're fucking burning a root, daddy. And that does it for the commence of commenting. I do want to point this out though. We do air live. We premiere the episodes on YouTube every week, and they come out live. So my boy Omni 112, right, the greatest, one great retort, William Handy, Omni 112, left some comments in the live version of the
Okay. The release.
uh, yeah, when we did the premiere, and I was loving it. I didn't get a chance to reply right away, so like I admit, like it goes away. But dude, he's the best, right? Like love Omni, just the greatest. So that does it for commencing to comment on this one, Burn. Now it's time to move on to telling the yuppies to back off. We're only telling them to back off one thing tonight, Burn. You know what's that one thing we're telling them to back off of?
What do these motherfuckers need to keep their sticky little fingers off of tonight, Matt?
We're telling them to back off some gambling. Back the fuck off.
I
Back
mean,
off.
guys, it's not for you. Come on. Come on,
Not for you.
guys. Come on.
It's not
Come on.
for you.
They're hosing you. You're getting hosed. You're
You're a
marked.
fucking mark, dude.
You're
You're a fucking
marked.
mark. The
Marked.
house was built on your bad ideas, you son of a bitch. Gambling is not for yuppies. Okay? Gambling is for the blue collar. I was born with a gambling addiction, and I didn't even know. First time I saw a raffle, first time I smelled a pair of dice, first time I saw someone shuffling some cards, I knew that was for me. I knew I would give all my money to that instantly for the chance to double down.
Come
But
on.
these yuppies try and take it away and think they know a fucking thing about gambling when they don't. Burn.
So, oh man, where to even begin?
Where do you
We'll
begin?
start. We'll start at the beginning. Okay.
Love it. Love it.
Right. Whether it was running a book in your
Mm.
elementary school, or
Mm.
whether it was flipping baseball cards,
Mm.
or a
Pogs.
little, maybe pogs, maybe a little instant bingo at the old
Ooh,
church
AC
bazaar, maybe the
Doocy,
wheel,
daddy. Little
maybe the
AC
wheel.
Doocy.
Here's the point, though. Even when I started making football bets, right? If I lost, I still had to meet a guy. His name was Bananas, and I had to give him money. There was no like, let me just. First of all, I had to get him on the phone first. Then I had to deal with whatever number he decided. Then I had to weigh my bet. Then I had to make it. And then if I won, I'd collect. And if I lost, I'd have to go pay him. That
Mhm.
really makes you think about the
Mhm.
couple dollars you're spending here and there on the old Falcons Packers game. All right. Because it's not
Yeah.
just the game. Then you got to get in your car. By the way, VIG is something that you used to owe on losses. I know that doesn't exist anymore. You pay it on your wins because everyone's gambling online because they just poke something into their phone and they're like, oh my God, I'm a genius. You remove the human element. You remove the guy who's going to come knock on your door if you're a little bit late with your money. And what you're dealing with here is, guys, you're pissing it away. You're pissing it away. Your
Pissing.
marks, okay?
Marks.
Gambling is for the blue collar who needed it. They needed a way to turn that 50 into 100. They need a way to turn that 250 into 5. They're willing to risk old Mikey Knuckles from down the block breaking their balls at the diner for a couple of days until he gets his cash. All right. There's a human price that needs to be paid when you gamble. And if you're not paying that human price, then you're a mark. They're taking it from you. They know it's too easy. You don't even realize it's money. You put a little bit from your bank account and your thing, bada bing, bada boom, you're out. Another 25 bucks. Another 25 bucks. If you were to get in the car and drive across town to meet a guy on a Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock to give him that 25 bucks, you would think twice about doing it.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
I'll tell you, dude, I miss gambling so much. But this is the thing. This is how you know you're a yuppie guy. If you didn't start gambling until you were in your 20s in college, then you're not fucking allowed to. I was taught how to gamble the fucking hard way. Burn, you know something? You ever heard of this thing? First Holy Communion. You heard of it?
Oh, you sure
heard of it?
did. Sure did. Had my
Big
own.
money. Hey, big money sacrament. First
Big
Holy
money
Communion.
day.
Big money sacrament, right? Right?
Maybe probably the biggest.
Grade. Second grade for me, right? How old were you? Second grade?
Same. Second grade. Yep.
8 years old, right? I got my first Holy Communion. I'm raking it, Daddy. Big old Catholic family, Irish one side, Italian on the other. Found out later, didn't know at the time. Either way, big old raking in of some money for the first Holy Communion, right? And then had the first Holy Communion in the spring. That summer, we had a barbecue at my house with all my aunts, uncles, cousins, everything like that. And every barbecue at my house, they're playing cards, they're gambling, doing all this stuff. And it was all adults at a table, okay? I went up and I'd been playing cards with my friends. I was like, I know how to play. Mom, I can play poker. I can play poker. And she was like, no, do not play with them. I was like, no, Mom, it's my money. I can do it. I got it. It's my money. And she was like, fine, here. Gave me, it was like 200 plus. I think it was like $230, right, from communion money. Sat down. I'm 8 years old. 8. Sat down. I'll tell you who it was. Aunt Flossie, Uncle Bob, Aunt Vera, my cousin Lisa, my cousin Henry. And guess what? They took every last fucking dime and laughed at me while they did it. And I said to my mom, I was like, Mom, can I have my money back? They took it off of me. She said, no.
No.
Lesson learned, huh, bub? Yeah, you know what the lesson was? It wasn't don't gamble. It's don't get hustled. Because if you don't know that lesson, then you're the fucking mark. And you're a yuppie. Boom.
Don't sit down at a table with your brand new gold chain, flashing that shit around while Aunt Flossie's sitting there. So I'll tell you what, she's going to teach you a real lesson. You're going to learn 2 lessons that day. Okay, you're going to learn about the transubstantiation of Jesus Christ, and you're going to learn what to do when someone takes your shirt off. Flossie's there for keeps. You tell me Aunt Flossie? I'm not playing poker with a woman named Aunt Flossie. No way. I'm terrified of that.
No. She'll laugh all the way to the bank, Daddy. All the way to the bank. And she did.
A valuable lesson, though. A valuable lesson.
Literally laughed at me the entire time. They all did. I was 8 years old. Fucking bastards. They couldn't be like, all right, cut the kid a break. No, they're all Kenzo. You take the money where you can get it. So, all right, baby. Burn. That does it for some gambling tonight, for some back off yuppie. I think we nailed it. I think we put some nuts on chins. And I think there's something we have to do before we leave, isn't there?
Do you think?
I know.
All right, let's see here. Interior. Private detective's grimy office. Night. Rain streaks down the grimy window. A half-empty whiskey glass sits on the cluttered desk of Elias Vance, 50s, world-weary private detective, who's staring at a file. Across from him, Eleanor Reed, 40s, impeccably dressed, but with a raw grief and desperation in her eyes, clutching a small handbag.
Hello, detective. You said you had something? You said...
I've got enough, Miss Reed. Enough to know your husband's death wasn't an accident, and enough to know that you knew it wasn't either.
Excuse me, what are you saying? Are you accusing me?
I'm saying your husband, Mr. Thomas Reed, had powerful enemies. Enemies who don't want him found. And you, Miss Reed, you seemed awfully keen on me not finding them. You paid me a lot of money to look in the wrong direction.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie, sir. All I wanted was the truth. I hired you for the truth.
Well, the truth is a messy business, Miss Reed. Sometimes it hurts more than a lie. This accident report was too clean. The witness too eager. Your tears, while genuine, felt convenient.
No, I can explain.
Oh, you'd better. Because the real killers, Miss Reed, they're still out there. And if they silence your husband, what makes you think they won't silence you? Or anyone else who gets too close?
And scene. Man, I'll tell you, Bern, Eleanor Reed? Do you think that's the widow or maybe wife of Private Reed? And you think
I was
that
just
it was
thinking,
Captain
are they
Miller?
related?
Who was Captain Miller the one who killed Private Reed after the war was over because he cost Davies and Chen?
And Chen, listen,
Davies
man,
and Chen? Was this payback for Davies and Chen?
this thing just got deep. This just got real, real deep. We might have our first interwoven random scene here. These Reeds, they're trouble.
These Reeds are
Trouble,
trouble.
I tell ya.
Eleanor and Private. Eleanor and Private. They're both trouble. Well, speaking of privates being trouble, Bern, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle, he's Bern Podcasty, and in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You know, us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you this incredible stuff. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the flippy. Thanks. See ya!